We all wish we never had to deal with truly bad people. But here's the hard truth. Some people are just built that way. They don't need a reason to hurt you, and you don't have to provoke them. Their nature feeds on lies, manipulation, and control. Evil doesn't always look like a villain in a movie. Sometimes it hides behind a friendly smile, a kind word, or a thoughtful gesture. It could be a friend who drains your energy, a coworker who secretly works against you, or even a family member who makes you doubt yourself. The scariest part? You often don't realize you're being manipulated until it's too late. But here's the good news. Evil leaves clues. If you know what to look for, you can protect your peace, your mind, and your happiness. Today, we'll break down 7 warning signs that expose toxic, manipulative people before they get too close. Recognizing these warning signs early can save you from unnecessary pain. Before we start, take a second to subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's grow wiser together. Let's begin. They make you feel like you're always at fault. Have you ever felt like you're always the one to blame in a relationship? Even when you know you're right, the other person insists you're mistaken. They say you're too sensitive or overreacting, making you question your own reality. If this sounds familiar, you might be experiencing gaslighting, a manipulative tactic used by toxic individuals to control and confuse you. Gaslighting is more than just lying. It's about twisting reality so that you start doubting your own thoughts and memories. These people don't need proof to win an argument. They only need to make you question yourself. Their goal is to plant doubt in your mind, making you easier to manipulate. Imagine you're in a disagreement, and you know you remember something correctly, but the other person smirks, shakes their head, and tells you that you're overreacting. They say, "You always make a big deal out of things," or "You're just too emotional." You try to defend yourself, but they deny and twist the facts until you start questioning your memory. Over time, this erodes your self-confidence. Every disagreement ends with you feeling uncertain. You start staying silent, backing down, and even apologizing, even when you did nothing wrong. You begin to feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid that anything you say will be used against you. This is the power of gaslighting. It makes you dependent on the other person's version of reality, destroying your ability to trust yourself. Toxic people don't act this way because they're confused about the truth. They do it on purpose. They want you to doubt yourself because that gives them control over your thoughts and decisions. When you stop trusting your own memory, they can easily manipulate you. They don't want you to feel confident. They want you to feel like the problem so that you always second guess yourself. Over time, this leads to low self-esteem. You might start feeling hesitant, unsure about your decisions, and worst of all, you may begin to believe you don't deserve respect. Stoic philosophy teaches us that truth isn't based on what others say about you. It's based on how you see yourself. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that no matter how much someone tries to distort your reality, you still have the power to hold on to your truth. If someone constantly dismisses your emotions, makes you feel like you're always wrong, or twists facts to make you doubt yourself, pause and ask yourself, am I really wrong? Or am I being manipulated? If you often feel guilty without reason, if someone constantly tells you that your feelings don't matter, if they convince you that your memories are incorrect, it's not because you're too sensitive, it's because they are manipulating you. What should you do? Trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore it. Hold on to your truth. Your experiences and feelings are valid. Walk away from toxic relationships. You deserve respect and peace. A good person will make you feel safe, respected, and valued. A toxic person will always make you doubt yourself. Guard your reality. It's the one thing they can never take away from you. They use your vulnerability against you. One of the most painful betrayals is when someone takes advantage of your weaknesses. When you trust someone with your fears, struggles, and insecurities, you expect them to be understanding and supportive, but some people see this as an opportunity to gain control over you. They don't just listen to your worries, they collect them like weapons, waiting for the right time to use them against you. We all have moments when we open up to someone, believing they will hold our secrets with respect. But for those with a manipulative heart, this is nothing more than a tool to dominate you. They twist your private thoughts and memories, using them to hurt you when you least expect it. How manipulative people use your vulnerabilities. Imagine you confide in someone about a difficult period in your life, perhaps a loss, a past mistake, or a deep fear. You trust them to be compassionate, to understand your struggle. At first, they seem supportive, but over time, they start bringing up your pain, not to comfort you, but to make you feel small. They might say things like, "You've always been weak. No wonder you struggle so much. That's why no one takes you seriously. You're still stuck on that? You'll never change." These words cut deep, making you doubt yourself. When conflict arises, they remind you of your past wounds, using your pain as a way to break your confidence. Instead of offering support, they turn your struggles into a tool to manipulate and control you. This isn't just casual cruelty, it's a deep betrayal of trust. They know that by keeping you insecure, they can maintain power over you. They want you to feel small, helpless, and dependent on them. Their goal is to ensure you never build the strength to stand up for yourself or escape their influence. Why do they do this? Toxic people fear your strength. They don't want you to heal because healing means you won't need them anymore. By keeping you insecure, they keep you trapped in their web. They exploit your emotions because they know it gives them leverage over you. When you doubt yourself, you hesitate. You become afraid to speak up, to challenge them, or to leave. They use your past to keep you stuck in a cycle of guilt, shame, and dependence. It's one of the most insidious forms of manipulation because it destroys your self-esteem from the inside out. You start to believe that you are weak, that you deserve this treatment, and that you are lucky to even have someone who puts up with you. But the truth is, you don't owe anyone your vulnerability, especially not someone who weaponizes it against you. Reclaiming your power. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that you do not have to carry the burdens that others try to place on you. You're not obligated to let someone make you feel small just because they fear your potential. The moment you recognize someone is using your vulnerabilities against you, it's time to take back control. Here's how. Stop sharing personal details with them. If someone has already used your past against you, don't give them more ammunition. Remind yourself that their words do not define you. Just because they say you're weak or broken doesn't make it true. Set boundaries. Create emotional distance. You're not required to tolerate their manipulation. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Real friends help you heal. They don't reopen old wounds. You deserve better. If someone constantly reminds you of your past failures, instead of celebrating your growth, they are not your friend. A healthy relationship, whether it's a friendship, a partnership, or a family bond, should make you feel safe, valued, and supported. A toxic person will always try to control your reality by keeping you trapped in your past pain. But you don't have to let them. You are not weak just because you have vulnerabilities. You are human, and you deserve to be around people who respect you, not those who exploit you. So, when someone tries to use your fears against you, remember, your past does not define you. Your pain is not a weakness. Your growth is a threat to those who want to control you. Walk away from those who exploit your trust. Protect your peace. You deserve better. Protect yourself from manipulative liars. One of the biggest signs of a toxic person is their ability to twist the truth and make you doubt yourself. Liars don't just deceive others, they distort reality to gain control over you. Over time, they can make you lose faith in your own judgment, leaving you confused and emotionally drained. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that no matter how much someone tries to manipulate the truth, you still have the ability to see things clearly. The key is to trust your instincts and not allow their lies to shape your reality. If you notice someone constantly changing their stories, denying facts, or making you question what you know to be true, do not ignore it. You don't have to argue with them, but you must set firm boundaries to protect yourself. Epictetus wisely said, "The wise man does not need to prove anything to a liar, for the truth will do that on its own." Don't let manipulative people control your emotions. You deserve to live in truth and peace, not in confusion and deceit. They thrive on conflict and chaos. Some people cannot stand peace. While most of us try to avoid unnecessary arguments, toxic individuals enjoy conflict. They don't just get involved in disagreements, they create them. For them, stirring up drama and tension is a way to control others. Imagine you are at a family gathering, enjoying laughter and good company. Suddenly, someone makes a subtle but cutting remark, knowing it will trigger an argument. Within moments, the atmosphere shifts. Voices rise, tempers flare, and people start taking sides. While everyone gets caught up in the heated argument, the person who started it steps back, watching with a smirk. These individuals love drama because it makes them feel powerful. They enjoy spreading rumors, twisting facts, and causing misunderstandings between friends, family, or coworkers. They often pretend to be the peacemaker, acting innocent, while secretly fueling conflict behind the scenes. Their goal is to make you feel isolated, drained, and constantly on edge. They don't want resolution. They feed on chaos. The more people turn against each other, the more control they have. How to protect yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You will meet people who are deceitful, selfish, and manipulative, but you do not have to become like them." This means that while you cannot control their actions, you can control your response. Toxic people want you to react emotionally, to get angry, and to fight back. If you do, you fall into their trap. The best way to break free from this cycle is to stay calm and refuse to engage. Epictetus wisely said, "Whoever angers you owns you." If someone is constantly creating drama, set boundaries. You don't have to argue or prove them wrong. Just distance yourself. People like this are not worth your peace of mind. Remember, you don't need anyone in your life who thrives on chaos and negativity. Protect your inner peace and focus on relationships that bring you joy and stability. They always play the victim. Some people never take responsibility for their actions. No matter what happens, whether it's a failed project, a personal conflict, or any life challenge, they always act like the victim. They create a sad story where the world is against them. Everyone treats them unfairly, and nothing is ever their fault. At first, you may feel sorry for them. They complain about their boss, coworkers, friends, and family, making it seem like they are always mistreated. They draw you in with their emotional stories, hoping for your sympathy and support. But over time, you start to notice a pattern. Nothing ever changes. They always find themselves in trouble, and they always expect someone else to fix it for them. The trap of the victim. Personality. These people refuse to accept that their own choices and behaviors are the real cause of their problems. Instead, they blame everyone around them. If you're not careful, you might become the target of their blame. When you try to help them, they make you feel responsible for their struggles. They rely on your kindness and empathy to keep you trapped. They drain your energy, pulling you into their endless cycle of problems. But here's the dangerous part. If you ever stop helping or suggest they take responsibility, they turn against you. Suddenly, you become the bad guy. They accuse you of being selfish or heartless for not continuing to support them. They use guilt as a weapon, making you feel like you are hurting them by stepping away. Why do they do this? Playing the victim is not just about seeking sympathy. It's about control. They want others to feel sorry for them so they can avoid taking responsibility for their mistakes, manipulate people into helping them without limits, keep attention focused on themselves, make others feel guilty for not giving them what they want. This is emotional manipulation at its finest. They are not looking for solutions. They are looking for someone to blame and someone to carry their burdens. How to protect yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means you cannot control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. If you recognize someone constantly playing the victim, step back and reflect. Are you actually helping them? Or are you just being used? Do they show any effort to change? Or do they just complain? Are they draining your energy without ever giving anything in return? A person who truly needs help will be willing to change and work through their problems. They will take responsibility for their actions and try to improve their situation. But a manipulative victim will expect others to fix everything for them without ever making an effort. Setting boundaries. You are not responsible for someone else's life. You do not have to carry the weight of their problems if they refuse to change. A healthy relationship is based on mutual respect and support, not one-sided emotional exploitation. Here's how to protect yourself from manipulative victims. Stop feeling guilty for not fixing their problems. Their life is their responsibility. Set clear boundaries. You can be supportive, but don't let them drain your energy. Look at their actions, not just their words. Are they making any effort to improve, or do they just keep complaining? Distance yourself if needed. If someone refuses to take responsibility for their life, it's okay to step away to protect your peace. If someone constantly plays the victim with no intention of changing, it's time to walk away. You deserve relationships that are uplifting and respectful, not ones that make you feel guilty, drained, and trapped. Your peace of mind matters. Don't let emotional manipulators take it from you. They constantly criticize you, but never acknowledge your success. One of the most toxic traits of manipulative people is their habit of constant criticism. They never appreciate your efforts or celebrate your successes. Instead, they focus on your flaws, no matter how small, and make sure you never feel good enough. This isn't about constructive feedback. They don't want to help you improve. They want to control you by making you doubt yourself. No matter how much effort you put into something, they will find a way to belittle you. The subtle ways they undermine you. Imagine you've worked hard on a project. You're excited to share your achievement with someone you trust, expecting support and encouragement. But instead of celebrating with you, they say things like, "It's not that impressive. You could have done better. I've done something much harder before." Rather than appreciating your effort, they shift the focus to your mistakes or compare your success to their own. Over time, this makes you feel small and unworthy. This pattern is not an accident, it's a tactic. By making you feel like you're never good enough, they ensure that you always seek their approval, an approval that never comes. Why do they do this? People like this do not want to see you confident. They fear that if you realize your worth, you won't need them anymore. So they constantly point out your flaws to keep you insecure. Refuse to acknowledge your hard work, making you seek validation from them. Pretend to be helping you improve, but their words are meant to tear you down. Their goal is to keep you dependent on them, always feeling the need to prove yourself. They want you to feel anxious, uncertain, and emotionally drained. How to protect yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You don't need anyone's approval to know your worth." This means your value is not determined by someone else's opinion. If someone in your life only criticizes you and never supports you, it's time to reevaluate that relationship. To protect yourself, recognize their behavior for what it is: manipulation. Stop seeking their approval. You don't need their validation to feel worthy. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your success. A real friend encourages you, not undermines you. Walk away from those who refuse to see your worth. You deserve to be around people who uplift and respect you. Never let someone make you doubt your achievements. They display no empathy or compassion. One of the clearest signs of a toxic person is their complete lack of empathy. They do not care about your feelings, your struggles, or your pain. Instead of offering support, they dismiss your emotions or use them against you. Empathy is what makes us human. It allows us to connect, understand, and support each other. But some people see emotions as a weakness, an inconvenience that gets in the way of their selfish goals. How they show their lack of empathy. Have you ever shared something deeply painful with someone, only to receive a cold, dismissive response? Maybe you told them about a loss, a difficult situation, or a personal struggle, and they replied with, "Everyone goes through that. Stop complaining. It's not a big deal. You're too sensitive." Worse, they might change the subject as if your pain isn't even worth their time. This is a clear sign that they do not care about your emotions. A truly evil person does not feel guilt when they hurt you. They do not comfort you when you are struggling. If anything, they see your pain as an opportunity to manipulate you further. Why do they lack empathy? People like this only care about themselves. Your struggles are an inconvenience to them, and your emotions mean nothing. Sometimes they even use your pain against you. Instead of offering comfort, they might bring up your weaknesses in arguments, remind you of your failures when they need to feel powerful. Ignore your feelings until you stop expressing them altogether. They see emotions as tools, something they can exploit, not something they can respect. How to recognize and avoid them. If someone in your life constantly dismisses your feelings, treats you as if you don't matter, and never shows concern for your well-being, it is time to step away. Here's what you can do. Trust your feelings. If you feel unheard or invisible around someone, it's a warning sign. Stop expecting them to change. These people don't develop empathy over time. They see no reason to. Create emotional distance. You do not have to share your feelings with someone who doesn't care. Surround yourself with compassionate people. Real friends will support you in difficult times, not ignore your struggles. You deserve to be around people who genuinely care about you. If someone makes you feel like your emotions don't matter, it's a sign they are not worthy of your time. Final thoughts. Recognizing toxic people. Toxic people do not announce themselves. They do not come with warning signs that say, "I will destroy your self-esteem and make you doubt yourself." But if you pay attention, the red flags are always there. They criticize you constantly, but never recognize your achievements. They lack empathy, making you feel invisible and unheard. They manipulate your emotions, keeping you dependent on their approval. The hardest part about recognizing these signs is accepting the truth, especially when the toxic person is someone you love, trust, or have invested in emotionally. But here's the reality. Good people do not make you doubt yourself. Real friends do not make you feel worthless. Loving people do not ignore your pain. Recognizing these toxic behaviors early doesn't just protect your peace, it saves you from years of unnecessary emotional pain. If you see these signs in someone, take a step back. Protect your mind, protect your heart, and surround yourself with people who deserve you. You deserve to be valued, respected, and supported. Don't waste your time on people who make you feel less than you are.